Good afternoon everybody, we are on week 19 run 1. It's a bit dark and wet outside, although it's not cold at all. But we're only doing just over 4 miles tonight, and again we'll only be doing just over 4 miles tomorrow night as well, because the mileage is a bit shorter through the week this week, because we've got our really long runs coming up at the weekend. So yes, off to do the 4 miles tonight. Like I say, it might get a bit wet, but it's certainly not cold, and we'll see how we get on. See you later. Hello. Well, it is week 19. We're on run 2. No, yes, we are on run 2. See, I'm getting myself confused. Things have changed this week, so what should have been happening was Tuesday night run 1, Wednesday night run 2, run 3 and 4 would be at the weekend. However, this week has not gone to plan, not from a run point of view, but just from everything else. We had our internet out. Very long story short, internet went out. Not just ours, the whole area. Which meant that me working from home was quite difficult. I could piggyback off my phone, but it wasn't quite strong. Anyways, I made the decision yesterday that if it still wasn't on by the time I left work yesterday, that instead I'd book a couple of days leave, do my long runs early on the Thursday, Friday, book a couple of days leave off, do the long runs Thursday, Friday, and then just do a hike at the weekend for the missed shorter run through the week. Not that that matters if I do it or not, but it means me and Tom can do something together at the weekend. So that's what I did yesterday evening. Internet still wasn't on before I left work, so I said to my boss, please can I have the next 2 days off work, and he said yes. Typically the internet came on then 2 hours later, but I decided I've already started planning for my long run now, I'll just keep the days off and do it that way around. So we're actually on Thursday today doing the first long run, 19 miles up the Cumbria Way to Tarn House. The plan is that we will probably do exactly the same thing again tomorrow. Tom's at work today, so I've started a bit later so that I can meet him at Tarn House after he's finished work. Although we then didn't get out the door when I wanted to, which isn't unusual for me if you've watched my previous videos, usually due to my IBS, which wasn't helped this morning, I have to say, but also because I was about to go out the door and realised that I had not charged my watch. So I didn't quite have enough to get me through the long run. Stupid Marie. So I took 15 minutes and charged my watch for a bit. I did bring a charger with me just in case, but I think I've got enough now. But yeah, so this week's not quite going to plan at the moment. But the plus point of doing the long runs today and tomorrow is the weather is decent. Today should be a really nice day, so I've been trying not to get stressed out about the morning not quite going well, because actually it's fine and I should really enjoy the run today, because like I say, it's going to be quite nice weather but not super hot. So I'm just taking it easy for the first couple of miles as normal, just to get my stomach used to it, and then we will go from there. And the 19 miles takes me from Ulverston to Tarn House, which we have walked around a couple of times, which is really nice. National Trusted Site, which we are members of, so Tom can park there and wait for me if he needs to, or vice versa. And there's toilets there, which is nice. There's also toilets in Coniston, so when I go through there, if I need to, I've got some stops to go through, which is not bad. They're at the farther end of the run, which is when I'd probably need to go anyway, so that's quite handy. So let's see how we get on. Well, we're nearly 3 miles in, and I have not really done any running so far. Yes, there's a lot of uphill in the first 3 miles, but it's not really the reason. I feel very tired, very lethargic, and my stomach is still bothering me. It's going to be a very long 2 days if I can't get any energy going. Hopefully it's just a little bit of a meh feeling at the beginning, which does sometimes happen, and that'll wear off as we go on, hopefully quickly. Yes, I'll see how we get on. I hate feeling like that though, because normally when I come out for my runs, and I've been looking forward to this, and I'm like, I really enjoy it, but definitely not particularly feeling it today. And it's annoying because I haven't got any injuries or anything like that. I just feel a bit rubbish. I even had a moment where I thought, oh, just turn around, go back and do it tomorrow. If I did that, at this point I'd have to do 6 miles anyway to get back, because we're at 3, and I don't think that would help. I might as well keep moving forward. Yes, that is the key, and I think I'll feel better once I start getting into the more exciting parts of the trail. We're at one of my favourite bits at the beginning, where the ponies are, the babies. Hi, mummy. The baby. You can just see his little tail swooshing. Got some of the ponies, and then the baby. Oh, look at how sweet he is. Is he coming over? Hello, ponies. Those 2 are asleep over there. They are very cute. Hello. What a lovely day it is. But I do always try and be honest, and I have to say that today's run has been much less of a run and much more of a walk. There's very few bits of running happened. We're nearly 6.5 miles in now, and like I say, I have not run very much at all. I have mostly walked. Let me just get the gear. Purely and simply because actually, I said I felt a bit meh at the beginning, but it's just my stomach. I've took tablets. I know I'm not going to have any actual issues, but my stomach feels awful. But I've decided just to smile and carry on. The other week when I was having stomach problems, and it was stopping me from running, I went, oh, I'll just go home and go later when I can run again. But do you know what? You don't always have that option. I don't have that option on race day. And if it means I have to walk more, I have to walk more. But it's something I'd have to get used to, so I might as well get used to it. It's a lovely day, and I'm not going to waste that. So I'm just going to do the best I can do. If it means I finish a bit later, I finish a bit later. It's not the end of the world. It's still a lovely day outside. I've got my headphones on, music, audiobook, whatever I fancy at the time. I've got my snacks. I do have to try and remember to make myself eat more though, because I'm feeling a bit meh. I'm really not wanting to eat, and we are over 2 hours in now, and I haven't eaten that much, so I need to try and do that. I've had a little bit, but I need to do more. So that's the next thing. I'm going to put my audiobook back on, try and do a little bit of running, because it's feeling a bit better, just not loads, and see how we get on. But I'm not going to let it get me down. It would be quite easy to do so, but how can you when you've got this as your backdrop? It's just beautiful. So yeah, we will carry on and just do what we can do. So funny story, what didn't help with the slow pace, when I was coming through one of the earlier fields, which quite often has cows in, did not have any cows in today, so had the cow paths in now. Of course, I stepped on what I thought was a rock, but actually was quite a squashy cow path. Nearly slipped over. That would have been awful. I think I would have been heading home. Got cow muck, fresh, yucky, green cow muck, all over both my shoes. Carried on, was like, oh, tried to wipe some off. And we came to a little stream a bit later. I thought I'll just stick the bottoms in and wave them around, try and get the worst of it off, which I did. But I also then accidentally stuck my whole foot, my whole left foot, no sorry, my whole right foot, not that it matters, my whole right foot in the water, and ended up with one soaking foot, which is actually pretty dry now. But I just thought, oh, it just keeps getting worse. Never mind. There are worse things that can happen, so touch wood, nothing else does. Maybe I've had my share of bad luck. How do I get in here? There we go. For today, hopefully anyways, but oh, look at that. What a lovely view. We have made it to Coniston Water. We're 13 miles in. I have actually managed to pick up my pace a little bit, which I'm quite pleased with. Still going to be slow overall, but managed to get some speed in for the last couple of hours, I think. When I say speed, I mean my speed. Yeah, so we've still got another 6 miles to go. I'm due to get there just after 6 o'clock, I think, which is what I've told Tom. So we've only got another 3 miles of the route that we've already done, and then the last 3 miles is a new route. Although I've been to Townhouse before, we've obviously driven there, and it's the car park that I'm meeting Tom. So I might get a Coke in Coniston just to pick me up. I've really been enjoying my new trail shoes, my Innovate ones. There is only one slight downside to them. Well, it swings around a bit. They don't have a rock plate in them, which some trail shoes do, because they're not for like extreme trails. Now, for the majority, or for some of what I run on, that's really good because it gives me more flexibility, more comfort, more grip. So when I'm transitioning to road or hard packed ground or on fields and stuff like that, that's really good. But there is a whole section of the Cumbria Way which is from sort of Beacon Tarn kind of area through to here at Coniston. It's quite rocky in places, and my feet are feeling it. Every rock or stone that I hit underneath my foot is really feeling it at my feet now. They're quite sore. So I don't know what the route for the ultra's like. I think there are some stony paths, but I don't think it maybe is as bad. I'm not sure. But anyways, I was going to do switching shoes anyway, so I'll probably do my trail shoes for day one, because there's the biggest climb I think on day one, and then I'll do road shoes for day two, which is exactly what I'm going to do today and tomorrow. I've got my trail shoes on today, and then tomorrow I won't do the same route. I think I thought I was going to, but I won't do the same route. I'll do some more of the roads around our house like what I did last weekend, and I'll wear my road shoes just to switch it up and give my feet a bit of a break. Might find a different route, I'm not sure, but I'll definitely wear my road shoes just to give my feet a bit of a break, I think. Yeah, they're a bit sore now. Luckily I think we only have, let me just check, we've got like, what am I doing, less than 5 miles left, 15, 16, 17, 18, yeah, less than 5 miles left, like 4.5 miles. Maths at this point is very difficult. I think it is going to take me just over the 6 hour mark. I was hoping for about 6 hours, but I think it's going to be just over, which isn't helped by the fact that my first 3 or 4 miles were just slow walking essentially because I was so tired. But it's fine. Right, we're nearly at Coniston now, so we'll see you probably just after Coniston, I guess, or just before, and then we'll make our way to Townhouse. beautiful. I mean, not that every other bit isn't, but it is. Only downside is finishing where I'm finishing on a big climb to like the highest point of my whole run, which is a bit sucky. My coat seems to have perked me up a bit though, which I'm quite pleased about, and Tom's bringing me another one to meet me in the car with the boys, which would be nice. But yes, I'm nearly at the end of my downhill bit, which I was quite enjoying. I was enjoying running down it, but then I did actually have to stop just to take some pictures and things because it was so lovely. And then we have to go up quite a lot up, but then it's done. So end on a high, I suppose, is one way to think of it. Nearly there. I think we only have another 1.5 miles to go, but I think we have like we've still got another 452 foot to go up. Like I say, just what you want at the end of your run. Never mind, let's go. Oh, that is brutal. I mean, bloody gorgeous. But coming up there after 18 miles, it's bloody brutal today. My coat did pick me up. A few things I've learnt off some of my long runs though so far is that day one of the ultra, I should probably have to walk the first 1, 2, 3 miles, something like that, depending on how I am on the day, just to let my stomach settle into knowing that it's going to be doing a bit of activity. Full fat Coke is amazing and perks you up. I think they have it at the rest stops and stuff, which is good. I shall be taking every opportunity that I can, if not getting Tom to bring me some more. Day 2 is normally a bit better at starting because I think my stomach's kind of used to the fact that we're doing some activity now. You're going to have to excuse my heavy breathing because we are on an uphill bit and it is tiring. Yeah, I realise that 450 feet or whatever it is, it pales in comparison to even some of the win rates we've done recently. But after you've run 18 miles and then it's just road incline up, it's quite brutal, especially in the sunshine. I actually find it easier going uphill when it's like stones and stuff, because you sort of step in. When it's road and it's just a constant up, it's just quite brutal, I think, because you've got no chance to sort of get your breath at all. Why is it hang on 2 seconds. Didn't want to risk a cattle grate, probably break my ankle at this point. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, when it's just like continuous road up, it's quite brutal because there's no any sort of respite or anything. Oh look, we're at the car park, and that is, you can just see it in the distance. I'll go over there. Tom's parking, he's brought the dogs room and he's brought me a Coke. Woohoo! That means we're done, we're finished. Just over 90 miles done. My watch has just buzzed to say course complete. And yeah, it was very slow going today, but I had a lovely day out and I'm pleased that I've completed it now. 19 miles to go again tomorrow. Haven't decided yet whether I'm going to do this course in reverse or whether I'm going to stick to the roads. I'll think about it and see what I want to do. Either way, lovely day and see you tomorrow. Good morning. Oh, actually it's kind of afternoon now. Week 19, run 3. We are on the second of our 19-mile runs. It is not as hot and sunny today, which is very good. but obviously my legs are still a bit tired from yesterday and from the miles we've been doing up until now, which I definitely felt in the later stages of yesterday. When I got up this morning it wasn't too bad, a bit stiff. Once I got moving I'm alright. But what happened last week was, same thing happened, but in the later stages of the run last week I really started to feel it. My feet and ankles were hurting, so I expect that'll happen again today. I had debated on what route to do and considered doing the roads today, but then I thought to myself, well, that's not really like what it's going to be on race weekend, is it? Because day 1 and day 2 are both on the trails with quite a bit of elevation, and although I get a lot of elevation on the road because it's lots of up and down, there's also just smooth road, so it's not really the same. So I decided to do the Cumbria way again. So we've had a couple of changes. I messaged Tom and got him to meet me somewhere to bring me a different set of shoes, bring my trail shoes, because my road shoes were not comfortable on the trails. You'd think that actually because they're more cushioned to be fine, but where they're not more cushioned is right at the front where your toes are. And actually, especially when you're going uphill and stuff, you're pushing off with your toes a lot, and I found that really uncomfortable. That's one other thing I was going to tell you that I totally forgot about. So you know, yesterday I mentioned how heavy my pack is, so I weighed it today. I actually put 500ml less of water in, A, because it's not as sunny today, and B, because actually it worked out well. I didn't drink at all yesterday, even with it being sunny. It worked out well being in Coniston, 3 miles from the end. If I am running out, I can top up then, so it was a little bit less to carry. So I weighed it today, so I have 2 litres of water plus Calgrade, excuse me, 2 litres of water plus all my food and snacks, first aid kit, phone, camera, spare buffs, gloves, waterproof jacket, things like that. Anyway, weighed it, 14 pounds. So not only am I running, but I'm running with 14 pounds on me. So I'm carrying extra bit of weight myself as it is, never mind that else. Don't need it. Oh, I just had an adrenaline heart pumping moment. So I don't know if you can see them from here, but there's 3 little lambs over there. One of them has got a black head. He's just at the back there. You can literally just see him. I don't know if we can zoom in because I can't. There he is, in the middle there. And as I was running along here, I could hear this horrible little noise and nothing else around it, and I realised that that poor little lamb had his head stuck in one of the fences. So I just had to climb over this bloody barbed wire fence because I had to find some way of getting over and helping him, and the only way in was through barbed wire. And he had his head stuck in a little hole in the fence, but because he had little horns, I think it must have been a male, they got stuck and he couldn't get out. Of course, as I walked up to him, or ran up to him, because I absolutely sprinted round once I realised he was stuck. Once I got round, he tried to push himself through because he was scared of me, obviously, but I just had to grab him and pull him the other way and push his horns through the hole. And I got him out, and he ran off and stopped and looked back as if to say thank you. He was terrified of me, bless him, but I think thankfully he'd been out. I think he'd been in there a while, bless him, because his little caul was really ragged, which is why I noticed it. Otherwise I wouldn't have paid attention, because if he'd just had a normal bar like they normally do, I'd have just thought, oh, it's a lamb at the other side of the fence. But it was really ragged, like he'd been doing it for ages. So I literally sprinted and climbed over a barbed wire fence, so I was like, oh shit, I could get in trouble here, but you know, I had to try and save him. So I got him out. So that's my good deed for the day. That's my heart pumping, and he's off and playing with his friends. My feet are starting to hurt now, and I could really just stop, take my shoes off and put my feet in there and it'll be really cold, and I know it'll be lovely. But I know if I did that I wouldn't keep going. So we won't be doing that. Oh, my feet are feeling it now. So we are just past 16.5 miles, and I didn't know my feet would start to flag at this point. Like I said earlier, the amount of miles I've done this week is tiring, and last week when I did my 16 and 16, my feet were hurting later on, although not as, they hurt a lot sooner last week, and I think that's probably because I did the road, because although the road's technical and stuff, it's just pounding, isn't it? But we're like 5 hours 40 in, and so my road marathon time, oh hi Shippy, hello, you stay there, I'm not coming anywhere near you, good sheep. Yeah, my road marathon time is anywhere from 5.5 to 6 hours, so I can do 10 more miles in the same time on the road than what I can on the trails, even though I actually prefer the trails because it's much more interesting. And the road hurts much more, but still at this time is when it starts to hurt a bit. Now, the plus side is that when I am running on the roads, after 5.5 to 6 hours, I start to get like pains, not just achy pains, like at the minute my feet hurt, but that's just because I've done so much. Like last time, my hip was hurting. I had I'd done something in my hip from earlier on in the race when I was doing London, stuff like that. See, when you're on the road, I tend to get more actual injuries, not just I'm tired and sore, but actual injuries. So I don't really get that on the trail so much, where you think you might get more because you might fall over, but my ankles have actually strengthened. Now look at this building, I did notice it yesterday, it's pretty cool. I'm not going to stop and look at it too much, but it's got some boards on the other side that tell you a little bit about it's sort of hollow on the other side. I'll have a quick look as we go past. Woo! I'm not going to spend too much time there because we're waiting. Oh, sorry, we're going to meet Tom. So it's got some seats in it, and you can get in. Let me just very quickly see what the board says, and then we'll go. You can get in. Monk Coniston. Oh, look at the view. Even if it does look like you're in jail. Anyways, we won't spend time in here because we have to go and meet Tom. Cool though. Oh, hang on. I think that's the one that tells you what it is. The only board I didn't look at. In the doghouse. You are standing in the Gothic Folly, custom built for foxhounds. Oh, it's for that. It literally is a doghouse in the late 19th century. Pretty cool building for a doghouse. There's one. Learned something new. Looked like a jail, it was actually for dogs. Anyways, yes, juggling now. Most of this now, last bit, 2.5 miles to go, is actually uphill. That was the reason I wanted to start it the opposite way around, which I didn't. I should have. Never mind. But not that far to go, and then we meet Tom. And then I'm getting a McDonald's because I just want something big and fat after by the last 2 days. I'm having a bath, and then that's my long run's done, and then I've got 3 weeks to short runs and recovery before the big days. Even with the lower cloud, it's still just the most beautiful backdrop for any sort of activity, exercise. We are going up there. Not far now. Less than half a mile. I think it's about 0.3 to go. But it's all uphill. We're nearly there. I think we're going to get there just at the same time as Tom. It took me a bit longer than I liked, but I think it's about the same time as yesterday, so not necessarily unhappy with that, considering this is day 2. It's been very enjoyable though. And even when I finished my ultra, I'm going to try and get in one of these really long runs, maybe once every couple of weeks or something, just to try and keep that fitness going, so that when it comes to training for the next one, I don't have as long to go. I think I've got a cattle grit to go in, and that's pretty much it. I do think this will just going to be tough. I don't know if it's tougher than what I thought it was going to be, or around the same. Not sure. Either way, it's hard, and I'll find it hard on the day. But it's not a challenge if it's not hard, is it? Just because it's hard doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. It'll be hard, but it'll be doable, and I won't be as tired because I won't have had all the miles done beforehand. But we're here now. Did we beat Tom to the car park? Oh, I think we might have beat him to the car park. Yes. I feel like I won. Yeah, I'm here now. And Tom will be here in a second with the boys. We'll have a very small wander around and then head home. So that is the end of the long runs. I might do a very short run at the weekend because I should have had another run through the week had I not moved these forward. Or I might just count my hike tomorrow as my other run. That's probably what I'll do to give my legs a chance to recover. So that might be nearly the end of week 19. Next week's my birthday and we get to meet the herdy sheep. So that'll be exciting. But see you later.